Hello everybody, it's me, the Humble Gamer, back with another Yooka-Laylee video, and I'm going to start this one off with a little bit of a poem I wrote. Let's prepare for this, prepare your butts while you're watching the screen, okay? This has nothing to do with what's going on the screen, I'm just saying, watch the screen, that's gameplay going on right there, but this is the poem I wrote, because it's Halloween, by the way, yes, happy Halloween. This is a really shit intro. But I'm going to read this poem anyway. Okay. On Hallows Eve, when moon is out, when the spooks do creep about, I do the thing, you do the same. I sit on down, I play a game. What do you think? Is that any good? Was that shit? Tell me, I don't know. I got a better one, hold on. I got a better poem. You'll love this one. You'll love this one even more. On Hallows Eve, most scare of night, when moon is up, it's shining bright. I do in dark what I love most. I whip out dick, I fuck the ghost. Ooh, I love that one. I love that one. Oh my god, I hope you like that one too. That was really funny. So happy Halloween, everybody. I was going to play out a horror game today for Halloween. I'll tell you what I was going to play. I was going to play Little Nightmares, but I haven't really been feeling it today. I actually tried to record a Little Nightmares video 3 times, and there wasn't any errors or anything. I just didn't like the way my commentary was going all 3 times, and just stopped. So I'm sorry about that. I wasn't into it. So I've never really done a horror video anyway for Halloween, so it's not like there's any like big deal about it. So it's just a shame because I said the other day that I was going to do a Halloween video, and now I'm not doing it. But it's fine. I'll put this video up today for Halloween. That'll be fine. This is really close to the mic here. Hold on. I just need to stretch that a little bit. You might hear this. Also, I should probably say there has been a humming noise in the past couple videos that's gotten louder and louder on the microphone. I can't help that for some reason. Sometimes this mic is hypersensitive and other times it's not so hypersensitive. There's obviously I've got a tower now for my computer, and it makes a lot of noise. So you know, I can't, well, it doesn't make that much noise, it's just the fan, right? But because the mic is sometimes hypersensitive, even across the room, it can detect the humming of the fan. So if it can detect it, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. So, but anyway, with those stupid things out of the way, I've just finished a puzzle and gotten a pagey. That puzzle was actually pretty difficult. It's actually, I remember playing it the first time, I wasn't sure what it was. I was moving through it like, what is this? Is this a puzzle? Is this an endless room? Am I supposed to go somewhere else and do something else before I can finish this room? Like, I didn't get it. So, but I eventually found out it was just, you know, a really, really long room where you had to sort of avoid puzzles. I do like it though. I can only hear certain audio, by the way, on this because I've had to extend the audio so I can sit across the room from the computer. I want to try and get as far away from the computer as I can with the microphone so it doesn't detect the humming as much. I think the reason that the humming was so loud last episode is because I tried to cover the side of the mic over that was facing towards the camera, and I think it only made the sound more prevalent because the sound, obviously, there is no way to barrier the mic from the sound. The sound just works around the room and, you know, comes out the side that there's no cover for. So this puzzle is pretty good. I like this puzzle. It's kind of difficult if you don't know what you're doing, and the ice makes it kind of difficult, but you literally just, you know, you got to select the exact right thing that you need and go and collect each of the butterflies as they appear, I think, or each of the rings. Sorry, not the butterflies. I think it was just because I saw myself break a box and get a butterfly. I thought that's what you had to do. It's my bad. I think I recorded this video like 2 weeks ago, so forgive me for not remembering exactly what the hell this is. It's not like I don't know exactly what it is. You know what I mean, or at least I think you know what I mean. So yeah, I've been playing nothing the last few days because I've been pretty ill. I just haven't been very bothered about playing any games. I wanted to play Sonic Mania yesterday, but I ended up just leaving the game turned on for like 2 hours and didn't actually play it. So I'm in one of those moods lately, I guess. Just sort of waiting around really for things to happen. I mean, I was really hoping to play A Hat in Time, but I ended up spending that time playing Cuphead instead, and then playing South Park: The Fractured But Whole when that came out. Oh, we can't do this yet. That's really annoying. I don't think I do that for another 2 episodes, but there's nothing much through there anyway, so... Oh man, I was editing the final video of this lot of videos, actually, episode 20, yesterday. I decided to just get it out of the way yesterday, and the video is about 27 minutes long. I didn't realise how much I'd actually done because I was like so busy with like the thing is I got stuck at a couple of points and I knew I was going to be cutting video out, and for some reason I thought I still had time after I'd like gotten through all of that and done what I needed to do. Like I thought, right, okay, I'm going to be cutting this much, but I got it wrong, so I've ended up with 27 minutes. So I might have to cut a bit of the intro out of that just to bring it down a little to like 25. I don't want it to be too long. I know it doesn't really matter in the long run because, you know, barely anyone watches my videos, and if they're going to watch my videos, they're going to watch my videos. If they're not going to like them, they were never going to like them anyway. So, you know, what's the point in me worrying about the time that my video is on for? Well, it's just because, like, I feel personally like if I wouldn't take the time to watch the video because of its length, then, you know, I'll try and keep it as short as I can. And for me personally, there's only certain people who I would watch videos of if their videos were longer than 30 minutes, like Nintendo Capri Sun or the Yogscast. But I mean, that's very selective. It's subjective as well, actually, is a good word for it. It's a very subjective thing. It depends on who you like and what you like about them. Sometimes they have good commentary that will be good to watch for that long, and sometimes their commentary is just kind of like Chugga Conroy. I don't watch Chugga Conroy anymore because Chugga Conroy's commentary got really fucking annoying. It just, like, half of the stuff that he talked about sounded like baby talk, just, you know, treating his viewers like they're all children, which I get it. Yeah, most of his viewers are probably children, but at the same time, like, the constant, like, teacher-student sort of dynamic feel that he has going for his commentary, where he's sort of teaching people how the game works and functions, and, you know, tutorialing everything. It's like, it was fine when I was younger, but now I can't do that anymore. You know, like, I like Nintendo Capri Sun because he doesn't do that. He talks about his life and, you know, just sort of random subjects off the top of his head. Chugga never does that, as far as I know. He never talks about random subjects, outside of maybe a few stories of him playing video games when he was younger. Anyway, I should stop shitting on Chugga because I used to like the guy, and I still think he's a great guy. I just don't like his videos. So, there's not many people on YouTube who I used to watch who I still watch. There was a guy the other day who streamed that I missed his stream, ViridiaGuru22. I've been subbed to him for about 8 years, and I remember he used to call his channel the angriest, or he used to call himself the angriest YouTuber on the internet. Or the angriest person on YouTube, and it was really quite funny because his entire shtick was that he got mad at video games, and I didn't really know anybody else like that on YouTube at that time. You know, I know Nostalgic, I know of AVGN now, and I know that he always sort of had these videos where he would get mad at shit games. You know, and that was his shtick, but I didn't know about him at the time. So Viridia Guru was my guy for being angry at video games, and he was just really funny, you know, and he did games where, you know, he actually enjoyed it as well, and he only played like a few games. He stopped playing video games like 4 or 5 years ago because he had a kid, and his kid is now like 5 years old, and whenever he makes a video, very rarely or does a stream, it's usually his son playing games with him, and it was just like, it's so nice to see that dynamic and see how he has changed as a person over the years since he was, you know, a lone wolf YouTuber doing his angry playthroughs of games. You know, it was really fun back then, but now it's kind of sad because it's like, that era is long gone now. So anyway, this here, what I'm doing in the video right now was really annoying. You have to like go around the room with the power up that lights up the surroundings around Yooka and Laylee, and you have to count the number of things in the room and keep track of like all the statistics of the room. I actually looked up the answers to all of his quiz questions online so that I could just answer the questions quickly. Otherwise, it just would have been really annoying. But there's your explanation of how you're supposed to solve those questions. There's like a bunch of stuff in the room, which you can see, sort of. There's chests and barrels and stuff. And he'll ask you random questions like, how many objects are floating on the water behind you, or how many chests are in this room, you know, how many quills are in this room, that kind of thing, you know, just random things related to the room. So, but there you go, I did that. So I was goody gumdrops, goody two shoes. Back to Viridia though, actually. But actually, there's nothing more to say about Viridia, actually. He was a good guy, he did some great videos, and now he just got on with his life. Good for him. There were lots of YouTubers like that, though. There were lots of YouTubers who used to do some great content and sort of left. Ray William Johnson used to do the viral video of the week thing and just sort of left. I think Equals 3 should have really died after Ray, to be honest. I think like that's my personal opinion though. I feel like a lot of people liked Robbie, the guy who came in to be the host after Ray left. But I thought Equals 3 was always a Ray thing, and I always thought it would be, you know, the end of Equals 3 if Ray left. But it was sort of like walking on a corpse, you know what I mean? That's what it felt like. And even if Robbie was quite funny, it wasn't Ray, you know. It wasn't the classic person that everyone was used to, or at least that I was used to anyway. And then after Robbie left, they tried to bring in someone else, and they had like random hosts every other month and stuff. And like I heard about all that, but I stopped following like a quarter of the way after through Robbie's go as the Equals 3 host. So, oh, this was me showing off what I've got in the level right there. I think after this I go and get ghosts, possibly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm leaving to go to back to World 1 to finish some stuff in World 1. Or maybe I'm heading off somewhere to pick up something. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here. Oh well. Whatever. I was talking to some friends the other day about some classic games that I really appreciate. We were talking about a lot of things, right? I think the conversation started with Avatar, The Last Airbender. Someone mentioned to me like that their favourite show was Avatar, The Last Airbender, or something along those lines. It was like, oh, it was a really great show, I remember it, and Korra ruined it, and blah blah blah. And I thought I'd share the conversation I had with you guys because, well, you know, when I get passionate about something, I start really going into one, you know, about it, and I thought it'd be nice to share with you guys my general opinions on just something I loved. I personally really love The Last Airbender, like a lot of people. It is a truly amazing cartoon. Everything about it, from the character development to the world development, the entirety of the plot and the character arcs, like everything about it, the animation as well, yeah, music, everything about it is great, you know. And I started saying, you know, every show has flaws, right? Everything has flaws. Everything created by a human has flaws. That's sort of the default that really everyone should think, oh, I'm doing this, okay. But essentially, I said, Avatar, The Last Airbender, I can't think of many flaws for, right? Sometimes it felt a little slow, a little bit, but that's about the worst I can say for a flaw about the show. And even then, there weren't that many moments where it felt like it slowed down significantly, and even then, it didn't really do anything bad. It was sort of just moments where you could reflect, you know. The show really gave you a lot of those moments, a lot of moments where you could just sort of reflect on what was happening and what the characters were feeling and the situations they were in. And then I started talking about Korra's flaws, and I started to think, right, okay, Korra has a lot of flaws compared to the The Last Airbender, but you know, what are its good points? What was good about it? You know, and I said I like the animation. The animation was great. I liked the music. Some of the music was very good. Some of the score was very fitting. And some of the plots were great. I like the overarching plots. In terms of the character arcs and the sort of characters, they're a completely different story. But the overarching plots of each individual season were pretty good. The villains of each season were pretty alright, and I felt like the world was pretty well established and pretty well done. But as I said, the main characters, or the characters in general, they weren't as endearing as The Last Airbender, personally, in my eyes. So you know, that's basically where I stand with that show. That's what I said to them in that chat the other day, and then we started talking about games because I moved on to like video games. I moved the subject on from cartoons to video games. Last Airbender and Korra weren't the only cartoons we talked about, but when we moved on to games, I was like, what's the most comfy game you've ever played? And one of my friends said to me, what one was it? I actually have forgotten. I can't remember what the game was. Fuck me. That's terrible. I hate it when I forget something like that. But I'll tell you my answer. My answer was probably Banjo. Because Banjo's my favourite game, and Banjo is like, every time I play it, it's extremely comfy. You know, there's not a moment in Banjo-Kazooie where I don't feel like extremely just sort of, you know, comfortable in my seat and just comfortable with the game and just comfortable with everything, you know. Oh, my throat's drying out. I need to have a drink. It's the great thing about these post commentaries. I don't have to worry about focusing on the game and my commentary. I just sit here, chat about what I want, and if I want to talk about what's going on the screen, I can do so. Like right now, I'm heading towards World 3. World 3 is in this room. So I think we already came in here before, though, actually, to go to World 3. So, because we needed the move from World 3 to get something earlier on. Or maybe I'd do that in this episode, actually. I don't know. Huh. Maybe that is this episode. Okay, well, I wouldn't know because I haven't watched this video in like a week and a half. But yeah, so I guess moving on from that topic, I started talking about like old games, right? I think one of my questions was, what's the oldest game that you remember buying, right? So what's the oldest game you remember actually purchasing? And one of my friends said, I remember this one, Donkey Kong Country. And I said, fuck, that's a long time ago. You must feel like an old man. And the guy said, yes, I feel old. And I said, the oldest game I remember purchasing with my money, that I can remember at least, there might have been one before it, but if there was, I don't remember it. The earliest I can remember was Space Invaders Anniversary on the PlayStation 2, which came out in 2004. So I would have been 9 years old at the time, and I bought it with my pocket money. There were games that I obviously played before that, but Space Invaders Anniversary, I distinctly remember I was in a store called Saver Center, that's what it used to be called, and they had an entire section for games, which I remember very distinctly, because we walked past it many times because we used to go shopping in that Saver Center. It was a supermarket of sorts. It was sort of like a, what do you Americans call your sort of complex centers that have like tons of different stores in them? I'm trying to think of the name. Malls, there you go. I thought of Paul Blart, Mall Cop, and that gave the name to me. Mall Cop, malls, there you go. You guys have big old malls, these big complex centres full of different stores. Well, we have sort of essentially the same things. And back then we had one called Saver Centre, and it was filled with different types of stores. And I remember it in sort of visions. But one part of it was a huge DVD and games store, and I distinctly have a memory of like a giant Thomas the Tank Engine that was in there that I used to sit in and get pictures in every time we went there. But yeah, so in this same game store, that was where I bought my first game ever, and I've still got it. That was actually part of the question, was what's the oldest game that you remember buying that you still own today? And that was the Space Invaders anniversary for me. I've got the exact same disc and case and everything. It's the exact one I bought 12 years ago now. 13 years ago? Yeah, 13 years ago. So it's a pretty old one. The oldest game I actually own that's brand new, which I managed to get sealed, factory sealed off of eBay, was Atari Anthology, I think, which is from like the same era, 2004, something like that. Anyway, I think we're getting to the end of this video now. So I know what I'm doing here. I came into the third world so I could get the moves that I need for next video. So I tried to miss all the quills I could because I wanted to come into this world expanded and really like be able to do the whole world in one go before moving on to the next world from now on. So that's why I just avoided all the quills there, in case you wondered why I was jumping around the quills. So I actually stopped the video, I actually stopped the video in about a minute while I'm in this guy's menu with the moves. So that's about it then. I mean, that's as far as I can go with this video because it's ending. Happy Halloween, everyone. I know I didn't make much of a Halloween video, but you know, while it's Halloween, happy Halloween. Have a good one. Don't drink too much, and look after yourselves. And I'll see you in the next video when we do whatever it was I was planning to do with these moves. I don't remember. So yeah, see you guys then. Bye.